Quarter-final time. Event 4 of the Supreme Series. Jordan Shepherd wins the lag and gets the frame underway. He is playing Mark Boyle. First time we've seen either of these players this weekend. The 4 quarter-finals. Craig Waddingham is playing Scott Gillespie. Callum Singleton v Tom Cousins. Sean Story v Mick Hill. And of course, the game on the main arena table. Mark Boyle at the table. Mark Boyle's just come through a tough game. Hill game. 11-10 against Carl Morris. Conversely, Jordan Shepherd finished his match 2.5 hours ago, in which he beat Shane Thompson 11-1. So how will that have a bearing on things? One of them's match ready. The other one's been away from the table for some time. Chilling, relaxing. So Mark Boyle, Mr. Magic, age 37. He's married with 2 children, Kai and Marcus. He uses a John Paris cue with a John Paris 8.65 nil tip. We see him sporting his new glasses. He's been suffering with his eyes for quite some time, and finally relented, went to the optician, got some glasses, and they seem to be working a wonder for him. He played a couple of weeks ago in Murphy's English Open, and he was the winner of that event. So he's very much on form. 2003 Scottish Billiards champion, 2004 Scottish Billiards champion, 2005 Home Internationals champion. I mean, the list is ridiculous. Scottish Professional Champion 2018, IPA World Doubles Champion 2017, IPA Welsh Open Champion, IPA English Open Champion, Amateur Champion 2017. An absolute list of Scottish and English titles. People will be very familiar with Mark Boyle. Also been a fairly prolific money match player. First started playing when he was about 2 years old on a small toy table, but he was roughly 7 when he started to play properly. His family are his inspiration. The best player he's ever played is Mick Hill. So, talking about his eyes, he had laser eye surgery about 9 years ago, which is now worn off. He tried contact lenses, but then got an allergic reaction to those. Was a decent footballer back in his day, and also a pretty good darts player. So that's Mark Boyle. At the table, his opponent, Jordan Shepherd, nicknamed Sheppy, 27 years old, uses a Trevor White cue with a crushed Elkmaster 8.2 tip. He's won two IPA Open events and a couple of pro events as well, and a UK Open winner. Started playing at age 9. Mum owned a pub, and his greatest inspiration was his granddad, who believed in him from the minute he started playing, and he's the reason that he still plays today. His aspirations for the game, he would like to be world champion. Also, an interesting story about him is that he can only see properly out of one eye, and actually when you see him sight the ball down his cue, he sights it to his right eye. In fact, both of these players hold the cue to one side of their chin. Oh my goodness. He's also a very adept snooker player. He's had a couple of maximums on the snooker table. Oh, that's not a ball you expect to see him miss. We know in his last 16 game, Shane Thompson told us he didn't look like missing. So again, as always, we just simply ask if you could like and share if you're watching on Facebook or YouTube. Share our post onto your timelines if you'd be so kind. Just increases the profile, gets this game out on your timeline so everyone can watch. Very quiet in this room today, so I apologise that I have to keep my voice low because we're very close to the table. This hasn't come out quite right for Mark yet. Four games for you to choose from. All of the quarterfinals being streamed. Still not quite in perfect position, but as good as. You can take this one now to bottom left. Great camera angle. Now back in A1 position. The event organizer, Lee Kendall watching on with his young son. Just in the foreground, you saw the trophy for the K8.com Classic. The winner of the event will hold that aloft with a cheque for £5,000. And who will the winner be? That's not the start that Jordan was after, missing that black to centre. Mark Boyle takes full advantage, and he's now 2-0. Players just sharing a friendly word. They'll know each other well. Go to the same events, same tours. And Jordan waits patiently, prowling. Another dry break. And these early frames so important. There's 2 dry breaks and a miss black. And this could quickly be 3-0. Doesn't look to be too many problem balls on the table. It's going to take, I'd imagine, going to take yellows, but Mark Boyle with that familiar. It's got a lovely, steady cue action, great stance, classic. He's comes from a snooker background, was a snooker professional. Used to practice up there in Spencer's in Scotland with all the good Scottish players, Stephen Hendry and Alan McManus, to name a couple. But he misses that ball up the rail, surprisingly. And all of these reds are open. Again, just all about controlling the cue ball. Sheppy purses his lips. Didn't want to be on the rail. Fast attacking player. He's going to use the black now. Just bump it down table and leave everything on. Oh my goodness me. He's feathered the cue ball. The referee didn't spot it. Sheppy called it on himself, immediately stepped away from the table, but definitely feathered the cue ball. And that's quite a shocking mistake from him. Absolutely golden opportunity. That really is a rookie error. And this is a gift. Jordan won't be overly concerned. 3-0 down. More than capable of getting himself back into the game, but just needs to put those problems to the back of his mind. Can have a habit to let those problems manifest themselves and play on his mind. Mark certainly won't be making any further mistakes in this frame. Simple clearance. Apart from the noise at the table, it really is just a deathly hush in this main arena. There's a number of people watching on, but keeping quiet, respecting the players. And Mark Boyle makes no mistakes. And now it's 3-0, and he will be breaking in frame number 4. So, other scores. Sean Story, 1 each against Mick Hill. Callum Singleton, who's been a revelation these last few days. 2-0 against Tom Cousins. Craig Waddingham 2-1 up against Scott Gillespie. And of course, Mark Boyle, now 3-0 versus Jordan. The winner of Sean Story Mick Hill will play the winner of Tom Cousins Callum Singleton. And the winner of this game will play the winner of Craig Waddingham Scott Gillespie. And Mark screws the white ball straight into the top corner pocket and asks for the rack to be removed from the table. He's going to come back with one free shot and a visit. Cue ball in hand. behind the bolt line. Be interesting to see how he uses this free shot. I think he's just going to clear away some of the traffic. Yeah, just promotes a couple of balls into a slightly better place. Nice pace, nice cue ball control. These two will have played each other a number of times on the IPA tour, so not sure what their head-to-head is. This is good from Jordan. He's just managing to put that error behind him, even though he knows that for a feathered white and a couple of dry breaks, this scoreline could be reversed. And it's easy to focus on the negatives rather than look at the positives. But he's put that behind him. And that's a nice dish. And it's 3-1. And that's going to be his break.
Break, trailing 3-1. Time running.
Already a significant break in the context of the match. Needed to find a ball, and he did. Take a very quick look across at the Ryder Cup because things are heating up. Notice the score now 10.5 to 9.5. There's only 1 point in it. And looks like Europe set to win. Jon Rahm v Tiger Woods. The 24th game is already over, or as good as. Ian Poulter, Dustin Johnson all squared. But Olesen, Garcia, Molinari, Stenson all winning. And looking at the bookmakers, Europe are a massive favourite. 1 to 13. Jordan running out of position there, but he controlled that really well, didn't he? Just managing to use the red as a little bumper. And taking his medicine, he had entirely the wrong angle to try and do anything with the black. So just played the simple stun shot and left this double. And he's rattled it. Frustrated with himself. Just that little positional error, he's left himself dead straight on his last red. And then probably just not quite screwed back enough for the double. And that's led to him missing it and leaving a golden chance again for Mark Boyle. And this fairly elementary clearance for 4-1. Scott Gillespie, Craig Waddingham, now 2 frames each. Mick Hill v Sean Story, 2 frames each. Callum Singleton 2-1 on Tom Cousins. And Mark Boyle really doing nothing more than mopping up on Jordan's mistakes. Simple ball, simple cue ball. No pressure on him at the moment because he's not being pushed. You see the K.com Classic. The trophy awaits for the 2018 champion. What a lovely trophy it is too. Looks superb. Well, he's gone in off again. And again, it gives a lifeline to Jordan. Amazing. With the mistakes from both players. I mean, it really could be, it could be 5-0 either way. Jordan going to push the yellow down on top of the black. The black right on the bump of the middle bag, so just open things up. Just needs to be careful though. Yeah. Deciding not to take the chance. Probably rightly so. When it's not going well for you, you'll just hit the black clean and pot it straight down the rail. And he clearly feels that the black drops into the middle, so no point trying to move it. Again, a little shake of his head. Just not feeling totally comfortable at the moment. Nice clearance. Pulled back within 2. 4 frames to 2, and again, both players exchange pleasantries. Jordan walking across to Mark's corner again and just having a chat, and it's Jordan's break. And now, again, he's breaking to pull back within 1 frame. Literally just feeding off each other's mistakes at the moment. Craig Waddingham is 4-2 up against Scott Gillespie. Callum Singleton 2-1 versus Tom Cousins and Sean Story and Mick Hill, still 2 frames each. Oh, dear me. Ball's flying everywhere. How's nothing gone in there? Not the absolute simplest of clearances. I would suggest probably yellows if it wasn't for that yellow nearest the right hand rail. So you may see him. He's going to take yellows, or is he? Can't see from this angle. No, he's just going to cut the red in the middle, and that really only is because of the yellow that doesn't go nearest the bulk line. So chosen to go reds. Now needs to take these in the right order. I imagine he'll probably stun up the rail just into the back of the yellow. Okay. Choosing a slightly different route. Needs to take out the ball, which is on the right hand rail. So he clears the path. Yeah, that's it. So just nudges the yellow across, and now it's all there. Just needs to take care with this positional shot. He could choose to come above or below it. He's going to come below. Probably touch more angle than he'd like, but still a comfortable shot. Nothing to do with the cue ball. Just comes off the top cushion, naturally down the table. Well, just a little bit longer than absolutely comfortable, and a little bit more angle too. So those yellows now in bulk play a part, because that is the natural path for the cue ball, so he's going to have to screw off the side rail. You can see him putting a tracer right hand side, screw off the side rail, and then back across. And that's about as good as it gets. Black doesn't pass into bottom right, so again, he's going to have to find something. He's going to have to play this with slightly more pace than is absolutely comfortable. And putting side on it as well. Power the white ball off the side rail, back out into open play. Jordan taps his leg, that was a good shot. And he recognises that and applauds his opponent. And now it's 5 frames to 2.
Frame 8 at Boyle straight. Leading 5-2. Time running.
Mark breaks. In frame 8. He keeps the cue ball on the table and somehow manages to find a ball into middle. It went in at a very acute angle. It looked for the world that that one was going to be dry. Yellows look really good. Just that one that sat on the edge of the rack, which doesn't really have a pocket. And Mark looking at cannoning into the black now to develop that ball. Well, that's not what he played. He was trying to cannon the black, but that works perfectly well. So it's better than it was. It's still not ideal because you got red covering it to the right corner, and there's another red above it, which kind of blocks the potting angle. It's a bit thin to try and dig it now, so he's just looking at dropping this ball to middle and holding in the gap, leaving a thinner cut. Couldn't really see the angle for that. I think he's got too much angle, so choosing a plan B and going up table. Still in reasonable shape, but still needs to find something for this one stray ball. I think he's been trying to leave an angle on this yellow so he can play it to middle and then drop down, ideally onto the black, but I don't think he's got that angle. I think now he's pretty much left the perfect angle. You can pop this, stun across the face of the black, and just cannon into that red. Wow, that's gone wrong. He obviously felt that he could play across the top and leave a thinner half ball clip. Wow, can he get through? I don't. Well, he obviously thinks he can. Maybe he just needs to turn it over with a bit of left hand side. No, I didn't think he could. He definitely had to turn it over, and the white ball just didn't grip, so it didn't take the side. And now this another unexpected chance for Jordan Shepherd. And you can see the speed this guy plays at. Takes no time at all. One of the most fluid players around the table. And in the blink of an eye, Sheppy fairly running around the table. And he picks up that frame. He really needed that one. 6-2 was too much for a hill to climb. But 5-3, that mistake from Mark, and he's very much in the game. And we recognise that problem from very early in the frame. That one stray ball at the bottom of the table. There's always going to be a problem to try and get on that one. And as it was, he just underhit it. He could always pot it from the left-hand side of the table, but the problem was it was leaving a lot of angle to try and hold for the black, and that's why he's just trying to play it to an absolute kind of eighth of an inch, and literally another half an inch of pace would have been perfect. But, he tried to turn it round past the red. It didn't take, and the rest is history. Jordan's going to break the next frame. And, oh my goodness me. Would you believe this for luck? He's finally got a good break. Timed them really well. Potted a ball, and the black's gone off. In the middle. So the ref will reset the balls. With no penalty. Breaks again. Oh, that's nowhere near as nice as the last break, and big cluster of balls on the side rail. And yellow tied up on the right hand side rail. I think we'll see him take reds here. That's loose. That is loose. Can't afford to be missing balls in open play. Mark Boyle, just too good. And he's removed one of his problem balls. But where's that yellow gone? Does it go into either bottom corner pocket? I'm not convinced that it does. He's left another yellow tied up on the side rail. Furthermore, the red has come up to cover a bag, so he's going cushion first. Try and get a claimer in over that top corner bag, which he hasn't done. And he's just put Sheppy in charge of this frame now. What a double. What a double that was. No hand up in the air. Absolutely played that shot. He's going to be playing another double. And suddenly, he's carved himself an opening in this frame from absolutely nothing to brilliant doubles. Still tough. He's probably 9 inches short of pace. But he's still at the table. That half ball pot. Nowhere near. unfinished business asking who I fancy to win overall. Well, until this point, I actually quite fancied Jordan Shepherd because he has been on fire. But I did mention earlier on that he always seems to have one bad performance in him. And at the moment, this is a bad performance. He's just beaten Shane Thompson 11-1, but he's not firing on any of his cylinders at the moment. If somehow he can battle his way through this game, then I still fancy him to go on and win it. But at the moment, the informed player for me is Callum Singleton. And I fancy that Callum might pick this one up. Oh dear, this is a disaster for Mark. I mean, Callum's currently 4-2 up against Tom Cousins, and he just doesn't seem to fear any player in the field. It's always hard while you've still got Mick Hill's name anywhere in the draw. It's always going to be hard to look past him. Oh my goodness. Missed the ball. Hit both knuckles and came up and hit the yellow from behind. Some players may be wondering how they can extract 2 shots from this situation, but Chevy just looking to attack, but he's underhit that. I mean, that's just not zipped off the rail at all. And he looks up at the skies, absolute country mile away from where he wanted to be. Trying to zip it back off the cushion. You know, he may be forced into playing a safety here. I know it's just simply not in his nature, but it makes all the sense to run off these 2 balls, open them up, and leave the white ball up behind red and black. Has he gone too far? Can Mark see the potting angle? Wow, he can hit the yellow, but he can't get through to the potting angle. How close was that? Mark with a kind of wry smile on his face. What can he do here? Look at the side he's putting on this. Oh my God. What a ridiculous shot. What a ridiculous shot. You saw him digging down into that to bend the white ball. And even afterwards, you saw the white ball just spinning on the spot. This is Skinny. He's got it. Oh my. I just thought for a split second that it was heading right for the pocket. Great effort. That would have been some clearance, mind. And somehow, Jordan Shepherd is at the table with a simple clearance. And he's only one. If he pots these 2, he's only 1 frame behind. And he will be wondering how on earth he's still only 1 frame behind. Players are just stepping away for a quick bathroom break. So I'm going to do the same.
leading 5 frames to 4, time running.
Another dry break from Mark. And Jordan is in again. Now his problem is going to be the yellow just to the right of the black. Yeah, he's looking at it right now. How can he land on it? Doesn't want to leave it until his last ball because he would have to get onto the black. So he's trying to go down for it now. Well, I'm not sure he did actually. He's so far away from where he wanted to be. I think he's played this. I think he's going to leave that into his last ball, you know. So what he's trying to do here is leave it as straight as possible, so he can then just nudge the red below the black out of the way and leave the black in the middle bag. Yeah, just taking his medicine. Had the wrong angle there to try and do anything else, so just leaving the yellow long. And he can play this with screw to move the red above. Or you can take the black like so, and that's gone wrong. And he's left himself now. It's a double. Big shot. Oh no. Missed that by an absolute margin. You can see how frustrated he is. Behind him, Seb Webb whispering sweet nothings in his ear. Seb telling Sheppy that when he grows up he wants to be just like him. Wow. I think this is just a touch more angle than he would have ideally wanted. It's okay, but it needs cueing. Yeah, it's fine. Didn't try to do anything special with the cue ball. Just left this. You can take the thin clip along bottom rail, or if he chooses to, he can go up table and leave that until last. It's going to take it now. Again, nothing to do with the cue ball. Natural path brings it straight back over the blue spot. I feel we're neglecting some of the other games that are going on. So a quick look at the scorelines. Craig Waddingham is trailing Scott Gillespie now, having been 5-3 up. Scott Gillespie's won 3 on the bounce, and he now leads 6-5. Callum Singleton leads Tom Cousins 4-2, and Sean Story, who kicked the event off in the main arena on Friday, is 6-3 up against Mick Hill. Boyle again, making the most of that mistake. And I did say that ideally Jordan wouldn't have wanted to leave that red until last, because absolutely relying on getting position on the black from that red, and that makes it really difficult.
Frame 11, Jordan Shepherd to break. Training 6 frames to 4, time runner.
All these frames now becoming must-win frames for Jordan. Again, he finds the ball. Finds two yellows have dropped in. And I just noticed that our Beard Productions page on Facebook is just under 16,000 likes. I think it needs like another 30 or something. If you've never done so before, if you would be so kind to just head across to Beard Productions on Facebook and click on the like button. Just be lovely for us to get over 16,000. It's another landmark for us. As I say, we're literally about 20 away, I think. That's got away from him. I'm not sure what he was trying to do. I can only assume he was just trying to rest on the uppermost red, but why, I don't know. I don't know why he's not landing on the one over the middle and then playing the red top corner. Only he'll know. And now back in decent shape. Come all the way around the houses to land perfectly on this red, and to set up this straight black to bottom corner and pull again back within 1 frame. And this is almost reminiscent of last night's match with Scott Gillespie and Declan Brennan, where Scott just continually stayed 2 frames ahead, and Declan would win one, keep pulling back within 1. And Jordan narrows the gap to 1, and it's Mark's break. Scott Gillespie now 6-5 up against Craig Waddingham. Tom Cousins has won a frame against Callum Singleton, and he's leading 4-3. Sean Story 6-4 now against Mick Hill. the guys from Murphy's Sports Bar cheering on Jordan. Of course, Murphy's in Doncaster is where Jordan plays his home matches, and also where he'll be playing his money match against Rob Chilton next month. Hope you're well up there, guys, and enjoying the action. Mark manages to pot and keep the white on the table, which he has had a bit of difficulty with so far.
Extension call.
Again, Mark uses his extension early in the frame. Neither of these players are particularly slow, so we haven't heard any countdowns. So the little problem up in the right corner, I don't think that you can get past the yellow to pot the red. You may be able to from, somewhere around about. Well, he must think that he can. He's going to pot it now. Well, yeah, clearly could. Thought the yellow was just encroaching across the ball, but yeah, great chance now. That's some seriously good cue ball control. Topping it with side, coming top rail, banana the ball onto the side rail. Come down the table to give himself a choice of all three balls, just playing to an area. And this frame is as good as gone. Mark making light work of this. And again, back out to a 2-0 lead. And hands the baton back over to Jordan and lays down the challenge and said, there you go, your break. You need to break and dish, otherwise you're going to be 3 behind. It's almost like that break of serve in tennis, where they're just a couple of games ahead and the pressure is firmly back on the opponent. Sean Story now 7-4 against Mick Hill. Well, who's to say he can't win this? He's got a great positive attitude. We heard from him in his interview the other day saying that he was very much focusing on positives, listen to things on YouTube to put him in a positive mindset before his matches.
Frame 13, Jordan Shepherd to break. 27.5, time running.
very good young man. A groan from Jordan. You hear him say, "Get in," urging the black to drop into the middle bag. And it's just hanging there. From that camera angle, it looks like half the ball's in the pocket. Any kind of touch on that, and it's dropping in. I mean, how's that not fallen? And this is what we were talking about a minute ago. The pressure was on Jordan's break. And it's now with Mark to go 3 frames clear and have the break in the next. This one is, you just feel it slipping through Jordan's fingers at the moment. He's going to need to do something monumental to wrestle himself back into this. And he's going to need mistakes from Mark Boyle along the way. Fairly simple clearance now. Red to left corner, red to right corner. And that'll be red to centre, and then the one up the rail to top corner. So Mark will be looking to just run off the side rail and finish in the bulk area. Well, just about where he was laying his cue there. Wants to finish, ideally finish straight. About as good as it gets. Drop it in. Roll the white forward a few inches. Jordan craning his neck to get a view, hoping there's some kind of mistake. But there's no mistake coming here. Three frames behind now, and it's Mark Boyle's break. As I say, you can just feel this one drifting away. But a great performance from Mark Boyle so far. cue ball just threatening that top corner back for a second. Yellows look pretty good here. It's just about which order you take them in. Two reds tied up on the side rail, so yellow's going to be the choice of ball. Just screws back, uses the red as a bumper, again leaving himself options. Yellow to left corner, yellow to middle, whichever he wants, whichever looks better, whichever affords the better position to the next ball. I think he's going to play the one to middle and then the one at the bottom of the pack, which opens up the two yellows that are together. Then they both go into either middle or corner. He's having to turn this ball over. Again. Played it perfectly. You heard Jordan Shepherd say in the background, shot. Immediately recognising. This is going to be 9-5, and we've seen some comebacks. We saw Mick Hill come back from 10-7 down to win the last 4 frames. We saw a comeback last night from Mark Farnsworth, where he won 8 frames in a row against an informed Shane Thompson. And if Jordan Shepherd is going to win this match, he's going to need another big comeback here. Scores in the room. Tom Cousins has won 3 in a row from 4-2 down, now leads 5 frames to 4. Sean Story, Mick Hill, still locked together at 7-4. In fact, I can tell you that has just ticked over, and Sean Story is now 8-4. Scott Gillespie just edging Craig Waddingham out. Craig has been in charge of that game. I think that's the first time that Scott's been ahead so far. And this is a massive break. Has to break this year. Beautiful control of the white ball. Just screws it straight back up the middle of the table. Timed it beautifully. Potted 2 reds. He's going to be taking reds. He's going to take on the plan to start things off, and then leave this tricky one to middle so tricky now, he's straight behind it. Just needs a little bit of care because he's got where the yellow is to the side of the red closest to us meant that he had to play this yellow to bottom left, and now he's in A1. Just drop this in, stun the white, and well, he's got choices here. He can screw back and take it in the middle, or he can play a stop shot just like so and take it to bottom corner. Jordan Shepherd at his brilliant best. And seconds a break dish, and this is how quickly this match could turn around if he gets chances. But he needs to make mistakes from Boyle. So Mick Hill in trouble. He's been in trouble a few times this weekend. 8-4 down. It's going to need a monumental effort from him. Scott Gillespie's won another frame. And he's 8-6 and 3 frames away from another semi-final.
Frame 16, Mark Boyle to break. Mark's leading 9 frames to 6. Time running.
Fancy potting any more balls off the break. Just the 4. But actually, well, I was going to say it's not a gimme clearance. I didn't realise he could get through to the bottom angle of this one over the middle. So it's all about the ball on the left-hand rail and landing on it, which is exactly what he's going to try and do here. Screw off the side rail, cross table, below the middle bag. Wow. That's no good. So, plan B, he's going to have to take the red on the centre line to right corner. Play with side look. He's going to now come and kick off the bottom rail into the bottom of the yellow. Oh. Played it perfectly. now for Mark Boyle to go on the hill. And I can confirm that those of you with a passing interest in golf, that Europe have won the Ryder Cup. I say those with a passing interest because any enthusiast will be watching it. Jordan still with a smile on his face. There's not a lot he could have done really. He kind of let it get away from him in the early frames. A couple of dry breaks, early doors. A couple of mistakes. That one where he feathered the white. That's probably the difference between the two of them at the moment. 10-6 could have easily been 8 apiece. If you take away those couple of errors, a couple of missed balls. But you got to take your hat off to Mark Boyle. He's taken pretty much every chance that's come his way. Made a few small errors, but been a good game. Another one. Absolutely crunched. Mark taps his knee. He knows that the pressure's all on Jordan now. Mark's all but done his chance, all but done his work, and he'll just wait for his opportunity. Jordan will need to pull out some of the best ball of his life. And I think this match has kind of epitomised what they say about making sure you take your chances early on, and the early frames being the really important ones, because I think this game was won and lost in the first 4 or 5 frames. You can't write him off yet. Again, he does what he needs to do, and he's back to buzzing around the table, but is it too late? Mark with the break. And Mark's going to have at least 2 more breaks to put the game to bed, if he needs them. Sean Story 8-6 over Mick Hill. Tom Cousins still 5-4 up. Craig Waddingham battling back. Now trails by 1 at 8 frames to 7. And of course, Mark Boyle 10. Jordan Shepherd 7. Jordan will just be praying for a chance. Mark will just be praying for a ball. He's dry. Now then, is there to be a twist in the tail? Boyle's got away from him. Oh, he's been lucky there. Again, having a laugh with Mark Boyle. He's hit that one way too thin. Just glanced in off the red. The game played in such a great manner. These two players really are two gentlemen at the table. Jordan, always respectful and polite. Mark, an absolute gentleman of the game. It's nice to see. A tap on the leg from Mark. It's going to be Jordan's break to pull back within one and really load on the pressure. Let's take a look at the scores. Scott Gillespie now 9-7 up against Craig Waddingham. Jordan Shepherd, we know, is 10-8. It says 10-6 for Mark v Jordan on the screen. It also says 10-6 on the live Q-Score webpage, but it is actually 10-8, so I'm not quite sure what's going on there. The ref did call 10-7 before that frame started, so she's aware of the correct score. She called 10-8. She's just adjusting the scoreboard now. Indeed, I just see an update on Q-Score. A bit of a disaster there for Jordan. It's gone dry. Just at the wrong time. Just when he had a sniff. And a chance to put the pressure on. And Tom Cousins from 4-2 down is now leading 7-5. Sean Story 8-6 up against Mick Hill. Scott Gillespie 9-7 up against Craig Waddingham, who are going to be the 4 semi-finalists. At the moment, given who's in front, it looks like Sean Story versus Tom Cousins, Mark Boyle versus Scott Gillespie, an all-Scottish semi-final. Sean Story's just won another frame against Mick Hill and now leads 9-6. Just 2 away. You've got to say, these reds look good. Really difficult to see where a mistake's coming from. The only problem ball is the black. And at some point, Mark can pop the red below the 2 yellows off the yellow over the pocket and open up that pocket. Difficult to see any banana skin from here. you that Scott Gillespie's just won another frame and he's now on the hill, 10-7. So what Mark's looking to do here is play this red to right corner and then leave the red in the middle of the table there for left corner, and he's going to play it off the yellow, which is going to open the pocket. Should be fairly straightforward. And in playing this shot, he's left a nice angle. He can, virtually choose his spot. All about this shot. Very makeable, but it is missable too. Just needs to contact the yellow quarter ball. Wow. Wow. The yellow has been kicked into the path of the red. I think he's going to be forced into playing a double. The good thing for him, he doesn't have to do anything with the white ball, because the white ball is going to come up naturally. No, he's missed that by a ball's width. And a chance that Jordan Shepherd will certainly not have expected. And straight away, he's left an angle. He's going to play these yellows to top right, and he's got an angle now to get into the two difficult balls, and that's pretty much perfect. He's got the ball along the top rail, and then the frame is at his mercy. Well, who'd have seen this twist coming? Wow. Cannot believe he's missed that ball. The only saving grace is that the yellow stayed over the pocket. But I don't think it's a saving grace. I mean, Shebby just looks disgusted with himself. It was a pressure ball, but wow. What do you do here? He's got an angle to try and skill shot the yellow. Well, he hasn't tried to. All he's done is, well, he's kind of played this as a shot to nothing. It's a clever shot because he's cannon the yellow, and if the yellow goes into the other yellow and knocks it in, then it opens the pocket. But if it doesn't, it clears the path for the double. Or is he going to try and move it? No, he's just going to leave it double. So, he's missed one already, but this one is a very different proposition. And it's even a big pocket. If he misses it low, he's going to go in off the yellow. I think this is 9.5 out of 10. Yes, and he makes it. And the players shake hands, and Sheppy will be really disappointed with that performance. He'll know that he made too many mistakes early doors, and even there he could have absolutely loaded the pressure onto Mark And he's missed that ball along the top rail. Just don't expect those mistakes from Jordan Shepherd, and he'll be back for the grand final in a couple of months' time to battle it out on the bays again. But for now, we're gonna take Mark Boyle into the interview room and have a chat with him and get his thoughts on that game. And in the meantime, the other game's still ongoing. Scott Gillespie 10-7 over Craig Waddingham. Tom Cousins 7-5 over Callum Singleton. Sorry, Craig Waddingham and Scott Gillespie. Scott Gillespie 10-7 over Craig Waddingham. And Sean Story is now 10-6 and on the hill against Mick Hill. So just one more to get. And I can see him in the background racking them. So you can see Sean there setting up the balls in the grey shirt through the window. You can watch that game across on one of the other stream tables. But we'll catch you in a couple minutes in the interview room, and we'll be back in the main arena for the semi-finals.